Would like to welcome everybody in tonight to another Variegate and RocketFi networking AMA. Tonight, we do have TCG World, a little bit of Metaverse action tonight. So excited to hear about this project. I know I've seen the name floating around and some of the different groups. So definitely interested in their project and what they have going on. As always, this should not be taken as financial advice. Please do your own research. It is September the 6th, 2022. Again, TCG World. Just want to say welcome in. BNB is trading. It's looking a little rough today. It's kind of hovering in the 260, 270 range. But again, thanks everybody for being on tonight. Excited to hear about the project.
Well, thank you guys for having me. My name is Tyler, and I'm a part of the commercial real estate team with TCG World. And so when you asked for an AMA, I said, sure, might as well talk about. TCG World is a 4K open world metaverse. We have two types of land. Basically, we have commercial and we have residential. Both are up for sale. We have incredible graphics that are currently being built on the Unity gaming engine. And being on that gaming engine will allow us to have a lot of NFT utilities within our metaverse, which is one thing that I think will set our metaverse apart from the current ones that are out there, is our utilities with those NFTs and what we can do with them. It's going to be pretty exciting once we start our full launch and seeing all of what we can do with it. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free. I don't know how you guys normally do this. If you want to ask me questions and I can answer them, or if you just want me to talk about TCG, I can do either.
Well, to be honest with you, I have not even heard of you until Robbie brought this AMA up. I did kind of go to your website a little bit and glance at you're developing a metaverse. Is that already uh, active, or is it still in development?
So our metaverse will kind of always be in development, which is a good thing. As Unity gaming engine gets upgraded and updates, we'll be able to upgrade and adapt with it as technology changes. But for the most part, we're under alpha testing now. So our platinum and diamond owners and our management team is in the metaverse. You can play the metaverse, but you just can't save anything as of right now. So you can go in there and you can build a house, you can drive the cars, you can fly the dragons, you can do a lot of exploring. Basically just kind of it roaming in an open world. But as they continue to develop things, then they will keep adding stuff. But our full launch, or our public launch, will be shooting for Christmas of this year. And then that's when the play to earn portion will actually start, with the building and saving the buildings on the land, and the creature catching, kind of like Pokemon, and the farming and the staking and all of that will be in a couple months.
Now, you guys have been developing this for over a year at least, right?
Yes. So I think around July of last year is kind of when it really kicked off with the land sales. And then we just went off from there. And to see our first couple of videos to where we are now is just incredible. The developing studio, which we have around 40 or so on staff, and we're looking to hire more, have just done a phenomenal job with the world and the creatures, the landscape, how it flows. You know, we'll have weather, we'll have changing times. It's going to be pretty advanced.
So, from what I gather, this is going to be kind of like Upland meets Roblox meets beautiful graphics, etc. Is that?
Yeah, so a metaverse, or our version of a metaverse, there are a lot of companies out there that say we're building a metaverse, which can or can't be true. but our version of a metaverse will be a compilation, I guess, of multiple games within one. It will have the economy aspect, which is our main focus of our metaverse, which we feel will drive big companies, corporations into the metaverse. So we have an economy portion of it. We also have then a gaming portion where we'll have a ton of mini games, whether it's Quest to find special artifacts, which will be NFTs throughout the game, the sprite catching, the creatures. We'll have Formula One racing. We'll have battle arenas because you'll actually be able to train and evolve the creatures. We have a fishing lake, so you'll be able to go fishing. We have a marina to where you can buy or rent a yacht and take it out for a booze cruise or that type of stuff. So we will be in the gaming aspect for everyone, whether it's the mini games, whether they want to buy and sell NFTs. And so our main goal is to just be inclusive with everyone. And as we continue to evolve, we'll just hopefully continue to get more and more people into the metaverse. But yeah, with the good graphics in the building, like a Roblox, we'll also have, like I said, the gaming portion of it for the actual gamers, and then you'll have the looting or the collecting portion for people that kind of like to go do that. And, and then we'll have the real world aspect. If we get someone like an AMC or a Netflix or someone like that, you'll be able to stream from your house, with an NFT, your Netflix, or you can go to a movie theater and be able to stream a movie instead of actually going out. So that's where it brings the real world aspect into it.
Cool. So on the currency for the game, are you going to be accepting various currencies or just USD, BNB, or your token, etc.?
So right now it'll just be TCG Coin 2.0. We are on multiple blockchains. We're currently on Ethereum and BSC. We're going to be moving to Polygon, Avalanche, Harmony, and we'll be cross-chain up to 8. But we will have our own in-game marketplace for the buying and selling of land, cars. People want to build a house, they can then mint that to an NFT and put that on the marketplace to try and sell it. So there will be a third-party open market as well within the game that will all be traded with the TCG 2.0 coin.
So is it a coin or a token?
It's a coin. The supply of it right now, well, it always will be. It's 280 million. And so as coins are bought on Ethereum, for instance, they're burned on the BSC chain and then reminted on Ethereum. So there's only going to be 280 million, but that's how we're able to be cross-chain with our contract.
So there's going to be casinos, so to speak?
Yes. And of course, that's obviously our goal. But yes, we are in talks with a few casinos right now to have them come into the game. For the most part, the game will be G or PG rated. But obviously with the casino, that won't really be possible. So there'll have to be some sort of verification, but we'll have like a separate island or something, or a verification way for the casino portion. But yes, we will have a casino gambling. We'll be able to do sports betting and stuff like that once we can figure out the logistics and the taxes and kind of how to get all of that in there.
So will that be TCG coin as well, or will that the opportunity to
That
include?
I'm not exactly sure of. I know there have been discussions of possibly allowing other tokens within their own commercial space, but I know TCG coin will be accepted in those, but those big corporations or companies might have their own token that's also associated with that.
It's going to be a full NFT metaverse. Everything involved is going to be NFTs.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So if you have a car, for instance, and say if we get Lamborghini or Porsche, you will buy the NFT, and then if you hold it in your wallet, you will be able to drop it into the game and then drive it based on the specs of the car itself. We have multiple versions of cars, differently. They accelerate different speeds. We have a monster truck. We have airplanes. We have dragons, and all of those are NFTs that are held in your wallet, and then you'll be able to use them with the functionality of the contracts on the blockchain.
Okay, cool. So, for instance, I'm with Rocketfy, and what if I want to create my own Rocketfy NFTs to introduce in the game, or even potentially sell or advertise? Am I able to do that? Will that be in the possibility?
Absolutely, it will be. So if you own land, you'll be able to have your own business license, and with that, then you can set up shop and basically have an NFT gallery there. Some of our partners, like Starship or Greed, they have their own avatars, and the avatars have special abilities. So you buy an avatar, you're maybe 15% faster, or you can fly, or when looting, you get 15% more crystal, which then turns into TCG coins. So yes, if you wanted to create an avatar, it would have to go through our studio, and they could come up with a couple of different avatars, and it would be like a rev share type thing. However many you sell, the studio gets a portion, you guys get some kind of that, and that's above my pay grade on how all that those details are worked out. But yeah, you would be able to have your avatars running around and doing specific things. You could also have an exclusive NFT line that granted you special access into certain areas of places that you owned. So you could maybe even give discounts or other in-game items for your NFT line.
Cool. So, oh, hey, Mike, Josh, y'all got any questions? I don't want to monopolize all the questions. If y'all got any questions, y'all can ask.
So like are there any like NPC non-player kind of play things like cars just rolling around? Like, could I as Variegate essentially buy time on these like non-player cars rolling around and do a vinyl wrap on them?
That's actually a great question. We do have some bots right now that are testing, so I would imagine we could have those NPCs running around or driving around, kind of like you said. But we also will offer advertising. So every plot of land, residential or commercial, can have billboards of some sort, whether it's just a large billboard, whether it's something hanging from the side of your building that you can advertise, that can either be put up in the marketplace or someone can pay you and you could advertise for them. So kind of like, your vinyl wraps on cars. There will be ways to incorporate advertising into our world. The car aspect will be a little different because the only type of moving thing other than an avatar, like the cars and the airplanes and the helicopters, all of that will have to go through our studio right now. So I don't know how all of that will actually come about, but yeah, I would imagine if it's good for both TCG and you, I think they could make it happen.
The goal is there. You're just trying to find out how to technically get there.
Right. Yeah, and it can possibly be done. I don't know all the technicalities of. I know we can put TC. We have cars that are TCG wrapped, so I don't know if that is something that our studio is also willing to do to wrap other cars. Is the only thing I was trying to get at. Like I don't know how they would, or what kind of deal would have to be done for that. But the cars that I've seen will be wrapped in TCG, or there'll be like some exotic flames and other things that are currently painted on them. And there's also other ways that, again, we haven't really explored that much yet, but we're still looking into. Besides play to earn or like advertising, we're looking into where to earn items. So whether it's shoes or shirts, jackets, stuff like that, you could possibly get paid for your time for wearing those certain items. Or if you buy a jacket, it could possibly do something for you. So that there's multiple ways that companies could come into the metaverse to generate revenue, exposure, that type of stuff.
Renting NFTs. Have you guys considered that? Like, I know there's a couple casinos out there that are doing that where you have to hold a special high value NFT to get at the table. And so what some guys do is they, through the actual casino, they're able to rent that high end NFT so someone can kind of essentially like rent for the night to get access to the table and gamble. And then I think it's like a fee structure or something like that where it's like the person renting it pays a certain amount and then the NFT holder gets a cut and the casino gets a cut of all the fees collected. Is there anything like that being considered?
That I'm not exactly sure. Again, I do know that that is done. I know in another another game, play to earn game, you can rent NFTs, whether it's daily or whether it is like you're saying, like a rev share, and you have to pay to rent it. Someone owns it, and then in 24 hours, 48 hours, it automatically comes back to you. So I know that technology's out there. I know it'll be something that'll be incorporated into either a marketplace or, like you're saying, the rev shares for casinos and stuff like that, because that would definitely increase the NFT value if you held it, but I could rent it out and then still earn from it. So and like you're saying, that technology's there. It just hasn't really been discussed openly with any of us.
Because even on stuff like, you know, high value stuff like you were saying, like yachts and stuff, someone invests a bunch of money in a yacht. It's like even in real life, a lot of these guys who own yachts, when they're not on the yacht, they're renting it out to someone else, so it's still making them money. So I think a lot of the NFT in there, like your cars and your yachts and planes, a lot of those might actually have some kind of business aspect to there where someone can open up like a rental shop.
Yeah, absolutely. And it has been discussed that, like, if you own a bunch of cars, you can rent them out or drive them out like a taxi service. So I 100% agree with you that all of that probably will be something that is announced or whatever, but it just has not been announced yet. I do know that that technology isn't there in other games, and that was one reason why we switched our coin over from version 1 to version 2. Is the new contract allows us to be able to do more things. That's also why we're on Unity, because Unity has the ability to allow those contracts for buying, selling, and renting. Just like we'll be able to rent your land, whether it's a farmland or a residential land, you can rent out your land to someone. So I know there's renting aspects to the game, and so I would imagine as detailed as you want it to go, it probably could happen.
All right. So I'm kind of a noob when it comes to Metaverse and everything included with that. Is this going to be like a VR or AR, or is this going to be just like getting on your PC and interacting with it through the actual screen?
So right now it's just going to be through the computer, through the screen. We will eventually be AR and VR. I know David's talking to a couple of companies that specialize in doing that, and I know our studio is capable of doing that. It's just a matter of time before we can get that out. We kind of want to develop the computer version first to get the users in there. We are making it Xbox compatible, at least with the controllers. So our hopes are to be on console. After we kind of do the console AR VR, we'd also, of course, want to be on mobile, because mobile will be a huge thing once this technology can kind of be refined and everyone has a cell phone. So we will get there, but yes, on our launch, we'll just be computer only. And then as we update and upgrade and continue the development, we will go AR and VR.
Okay. You kind of answered my next question. I was going to ask if you were just going to be PC, or were you going to cross platforms and go to the consoles, Xbox, PlayStation?
Yep, we're going to go to everywhere we can. And kind of like I said earlier, with the Unity engine, that's one of the things that we're really excited about, is we can keep updating and keep giving the users a new product, whether it's updates monthly, like after, of course, once we get launched and going, like we'll be able to continue to provide a great metaverse, and as the technology changes, we'll be able to keep up with it, and we'll just keep changing and keep developing, keep reaching out. Maybe there's going to be some new console here or some new thing in the next couple of years that we can then migrate over to as well. But yeah, we don't plan on just launching something and then stopping. We're gonna keep going and changing with the times.
Are there any marketing strategies that y'all are going to be using closer to your launch? I guess you said that was around Christmas. What kind of marketing strategies are y'all going to use?
So right now, we just basically kind of cleaned house with some of our marketing, and we got a new marketing team that's going to be up. They're going to be pushing the socials. And once we are closer to launch, we will actually start like a full-fledged type marketing. But most of our marketing right now is either with our partners or it's just peer-to-peer doing AMAs and stuff like that, because our land sales is what is helping our development. So nothing with the coin affects our development, and we're about 40% sold on our land sales. So all of that revenue is going towards the development, and then as we get bigger commercial names in, we'll gain that much more exposure. More people will then see the product, and people just keep coming in, and then as we get closer to launch, then yeah, that's when we'll be more full-fledged. Let's show what we got, because up until a couple months ago, it was just, whoever knew about it and told their friend, oh, this is going to be something cool, take a look. We had pictures, we had screenshots, we had a few things that we could kind of look at, but nothing really tangible until about a month and a half ago when Alpha came out. Now it's like, okay, now we have somewhat of a product. So now we can start showcasing what we can do. And now we know that we'll be able to do so much more. And, we're just going to kind of keep going from there.
Cool. So is there going to be like a finite land supply, or is it just going to be completely up to how many people purchase?
So right now, there's only 100,000 residential plots, and then there's a set number of commercial land. The commercial land, the big difference is, for the most part, size, location, and you can have multiple businesses on them or multiple business licenses, so multiple ways to generate revenue. But there will never be more residential land. So there will only be 100,000 of those, and that's what's about 35% sold out. But as we continue to develop and as we continue to get new partners, we can still expand the map, and there are talks of map expansion, but it will be mostly based on the commercial side of it or something like that. Like if Elon Musk wants to come in, he's like, I want to build a moon, we're going to build him a moon, right? So there will be another commercial area, so to speak. So that's kind of like what we can keep doing with it. But as of now, the plan is just to stick with 100,000 of the residential plots, and then the commercial stuff, as we get more partners in, we'll just keep growing from there.
Do you have a price on the commercial and the residential plots?
So the residential plots right now for silver, which is a 16 by 16, is 1 BNB. A gold is 2 BNB, which is 32 by 32, so 4 times the square footage. Then a platinum, which is 4 times bigger than that, which is 64 by 64, is for 12 BNB. And then a diamond, which is sold out, is 128 by 128. And then the commercial land, if you're interested, you can write me on Telegram or something. I can send you the pitch deck, but the commercial land is considerably more expensive just for the utility and the location.
No, I was going to say, I saw the differences because you guys have like city, country, other stuff. So obviously the farther out you get and the less developed, the less it costs. But I had seen the video clip of someone riding on their NFT dragon. I saw the car clip too, running by the water there. So it was pretty good stuff so far of what you have seen. I don't know if Sean had any other questions too, but I did like the visual aspect of it and the realism that it had.
Yeah, so we have 4 different regions. We have, and each region has a different perk or bonus. So we have the Asia region, which has increased sprites or Pokemon for others, but increased abundance of those that you can run around and catch. In the forest region, your sprites or your crystal evolve faster if you own land in that one. And in the east region, there will be rare sprites and rare artifacts. So there will be quests that you can go and find and hunt for those artifacts that will help you within the game. And then the north region, there will be extra crystals that you can go around and basically you just have a pickaxe and you just run and hit them. And then you will earn the coin TCG 2.0 from those. And so one benefit for owning land is you can teleport to all of your land. So if you own multiple pieces of land, you can kind of jump around the map and go to certain events, go to specific commercial areas, and also get the perks a lot easier from each region.
Yeah, I do like that it's not like a simple, like I know it's really tough trying to explain everything you have going on in like an AMA setting, but there's a lot of stuff. I know I listen, is it David that's the head guy? But anyway, I listened to him talk for like an hour and a half, and you're covering stuff now too that he didn't even cover then. So there really is a lot of depth to everything that's going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like our weather's going to change, like in the north we have snow, which is why we have like a ski resort. We have like desert areas, we have alien biomes. So the weather's going to be different in these areas, whether it's rain or, creatures are going to be different. They're going to spawn at different rates based on the amount of complexity that's kind of going in through all of this is really, in my opinion, incredible. And yeah, and I know some of my answers. Like if you listen to David's AMA, his answers and everything he says is like spot on. Yeah, like yeah, we can do this, we can do this. And some of mine is just like, yeah, I know we can, but I don't know all the details because I'm not, the blockchain developer. I'm not the, front end, back end, a Unity developer. So I know that a lot of this stuff will be done. I just don't know the specifics of like how it will be incorporated, kind of like your casino question of how it will actually be done. Will we have those attributes for the NFTs for the casino? I'm sure we will if the casino wants it, but I don't know if that specific thing will actually happen or not, because it's going to be based on the development, what they want, what's good for TCG World, that type of stuff. There's a lot of variables that will kind of play a part of it.
Sean, did you have any questions that we didn't ask? Because I know that there were a couple that Pixel had set aside.
I'm just kind of excited now just to get in there and try to use it.
Yeah, isn't that perfect though with technology? That's kind of how our builds have been, like sometimes when you go to build something, it works great. You'll build a house, you'll do something, you'll import the car, it works awesome. And then the next time you get in, you're like, why is this car dropping 20 feet from me when it's supposed to be dropping right next to me? There's always something kind of quirky about technology. But yeah, the game itself is so fun, and I don't even get to really do anything right now. Like I really kind of look forward to seeing what all we can actually do and what will be done within TCG World. It's really cool just to be in our chats to see even like the people that are just joining, like to see their questions and then to be like, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that. And then they're like, oh, well, I'm a architect for blah, 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 and they just like, it's just so cool just to be able to see what people can come up with and to know that, we will have a real world application. There's one guy I was talking to, he owns some commercial real estate in real life and has properties in Las Vegas, Dubai, Miami, a couple other places, and he gives virtual real estate tours. And so he's asking me, he was like, hey, so if I were to build one of my buildings, could we attach that to the actual like apartment or to the loft or whatever itself? And I said, absolutely. I said, you could even give a virtual tour. You could make it to scale, put in furniture, do it set up exactly how it is so they could tour it virtually, whether it's from the game or whether it's from the, augmented reality, virtual reality from like a headset later on. And then, then they could go visit it. But you could have that thing in there, and he's like, oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So, it's really cool how I think we'll solve a lot of world problems, or not necessarily solve problems, but it'll be able to incorporate a lot of things into the metaverse in one spot.
Yeah, and I know that he talked about having like an initial meeting with Sony and everything, and you guys are trying to make this more family friendly. Obviously, like 18 and under can obviously use it without worrying about any kind of like violent, sketchy, questionable settings kind of thing. So, I mean, I think that's a good thing. I know people were asking if you guys were going to make possibly like another area or land area where people, 18 and over could go to, but I think he was just trying to focus on the overall family user aspect so far.
Yeah. Our economy is the main goal, and then besides that, we want, like I said, we want to include everyone. So we want it as family friendly as possible. And to be honest, our casino, I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be like a separate part. If we get some casinos in, like you'll have to kind of, like you said, hold a specific NFT, how all of that's going to work to get that 18 and over or 21 and over, whatever the your country laws are to get you into that casino. But we will have ways to, block text, block voice chats, and anything within the game we can kind of control it. Meaning, like our studio, all of our land and our businesses have to be approved with the business license. So we will physically look over the business proposal and make sure that it is rated appropriately, and then we will also check up on that. We can see where the business is. We can go right to that spot of land, and if we know that they're doing something that is inappropriate, like we can block that and shut it off, because it's built on Unity. So there's a lot of things that we will do that will try to control that within the realm of the metaverse.
Are y'all already a registered entity, a business corporation, LLC?
Yes, we are. And we actually just moved to the Bahamas, the actual company LLC. So this way we will be able to get the casinos in easier, because where David was living in the Netherlands, they had really strict casino laws. So the actual business now is in the Bahamas.
Okay, cool. So I'm looking through these pictures that No sent me. So is everyone going to be flying on dragons, or is that just a game that's in it?
So the dragons itself will have a ton of utility. So there's a TCG dragon that is on OpenSea. There's 10,000 of them, and you can see in my picture, and it looks like there's one or two other dragons pictures that are in here. In order to get a flying dragon, you have to hold 8 of those NFTs. We will soon get an egg drop where you can basically burn the eggs, but it has to be a male or a female. And then once you get that and hold those 8 NFTs, you will have a dragon that you can fly around in the world. And the rarities and stuff like that with those NFTs will also give you attributes within the world for those dragons. But that dragon that you're flying in is an NFT that was made basically for TCG World. And so I think at most, based on the math, there's not going to be that many of those flying dragons, just because of the burn ratio of the eggs, because there's also different tiers of dragons. So you can have a fighting dragon, you can have a dragon that just follows you around, or you can have the mountable flying dragon. So it's just going to be kind of an in-game perk, but so far that's the easiest way to get around, because you don't have to follow the roads. You can just hop on and fly, and they're so fast.
Right. So looking at the map, You have these 4 like square areas. Is that kind of what's underneath it on that full map behind it, where you had the volcano, etc.?
So the stuff around the map, like the volcano, and then you go to the right, there's a ski resort. Below that, there's the ruins. Then there's like a beach, a marina, and all of that. And then you can kind of look in the middles where you can have like the race car track, the battle arena, the lake. So those are all just attractions that you can get to within the game. If you look in each center of each region, those are commercial plots. Those large plots are colored green, blue, light blue, and red.
Yeah.
That's all our commercials. So each region will have its city center or regional city. And then in the very center, that's going to be TCG's main city. And we don't know where all the spawn points are, but I'm assuming there's going to be like one spawn point per city center and one in the main, just for the free to play players. But if you're just like walking, it takes hours to get across the map. So having a car, having a dragon, having multiple plots to teleport through will really kind of help you out and to get you where you want to go.
That's cool.
And I'm sorry to do this, but I'm just now getting home from work. If you guys have any questions with me, more questions, or I'd love to come back and kind of talk to you guys more, I can. But gotta go see my little girls before they go to bed.
Oh yeah, we understand. This was only supposed to be 30 minutes, and we're going on 45. So, yep, definitely. Any more questions for TCG World? Please reach out to Tyler. I know there's a couple more in here, possibly.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. You've posted. I think we posted some of the links in our Telegram before. But if you want to go reshare any of that stuff and over at RocketFi too, just to let everyone look into the project, that'd be great.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, I will. And my DMs are always open. You can reach me out here on Twitter. I'm kind of on and off all day as I can, doing TCG stuff anyway. So I would love to answer some more questions. And if you guys want, I can come back and maybe try and get David or a few other people in another AMA so you can hear another point of view and maybe become landowners soon.
Yeah, I'm kind of stoked looking at it now.
Awesome. Well, like I said, if you guys have any more questions, just feel free to reach out and I'll be around. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by tonight. Appreciate it.
Sure. Have a good night.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Mike, Robbie, Sean.